What's good, everybody? This is Kim, and I'm back with my team today. Welcome to season 2, episode 14. And the category is bass. The category is pose. So let's get into season 3, the final season. Something that is so sad to see it go. Like, I'm really not ready. I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying to be, have this tough history about this show, but this show is just very moving. The show is just very emotional. The show is very rare and raw and real, and it doesn't get any realer than this. In terms of us being represented, in terms of the trans lives really mattering, and the trans community really being in the forefront of the show and of the ballroom scene and of a lot to do with the community. And to see the show go is just mind-boggling. It's very emotional. It is very sad, to say the least. I'm not ready for it. But the final season started last week, and episode 1 and 2 was just very... It definitely had me on a roller coaster. Like, I was happy, then I was sad, then I cried, then... just so much. And it was draining and emotional in a great way. Like, so starts off with, of course, seeing how the cast is, seeing Damon, seeing Angel, of course, seeing Mother, Miss MJ, Miss Blanca, and then, of course, Electra, mother of all mothers. I love how Blanca and Electra's relationship definitely grew over time. In terms of, like, the respect, in terms of just the admiration for each other. It's just beautiful to see. And so, the first season pretty much displays Pretel dealing with alcoholism and becoming an alcoholic because of him being positive. And because of him seeing a lot of his friends, people he dated and all of that, pass away because of this horrible virus that was humongous at that time period that they're going for, which is AIDS. And I'm happy it's not a death sentence anymore. But definitely dealing with a lot of death and stuff like that, and dealing with your own insecurities and just dealing with your own shit. It can put anyone in a depression, or can put anyone in a place where they have to self-medicate. And some people it's drugs, some people it's liquor. And for Pretel, it is definitely alcohol, and he's not aware of what that alcohol is doing to him. And Miss Blanca got herself a new man, and I'm here for it. Miss Angel is still haven't picked up a job yet, so unfortunately she is using some coke. Unfortunately, Damon is dealing with alcoholism as well. And so 3 years, passed, and he relapsed. But I wish, for that aspect, I could see when he began to use. I know, just like me, just like a lot of other people, would have really have liked to see that, to say the least. Just so we can really understand and digest what's going on. If you know what I mean? Instead of just being thrown in 3 years later. But to each his own. And Poppy, I'm loving Poppy's new attire. I'm loving him being a businessman in these offices and really making a name for himself. It's really great to see that. And Ricky's just still with Poseeee, even though I'm missing online, like, a lot of people were like, we didn't need this relationship. But in my opinion, we did. Because this is a real relationship. Because there are lots of times where two positive people are together because they're positive. And only because they're positive. And yes, there's sugar daddy and sugar mama type of issues. Or Poseeee wanting someone younger to feel younger. And Ricky wanting someone older to find a home. Like, just some homosexuals and all of this type of stuff. But these relationships are real. And I'm happy, like, they depicted that. And they didn't shy away from something that we know happens in our community. So, kudos to that. So, unfortunately, Cubby passes away as well. And that was a sad scene to go through. For Blanca, but yes, she's beautiful. And how he just didn't want to die, but the inevitable is happening. And it happened, and that was a sad scene. And then we get to episode 2. After Cubby's passing away, and after really realizing everything that Poseeee was dealing with his alcoholism and with just his health and his life at stake. And they named this episode Intervention. And this is exactly what he needed. And just like people need to want to be helped, same scenario. They decided to give him an intervention after sweeping up all of the categories at the ball to save up the money from the cash prizes in order to get him his rehab, which he needed. And during this time, they tried to, sit him down, give him food, get him away from liquor, and really just have a deep, honest conversation of how his drinking is affecting everyone, and how ultimately it's affecting him with his decision making, with this, with that. And when I said he read all of them for filth, he read them for filth because he was ashamed of himself. He was ashamed of how he was acting, and he wasn't ready for help. Because he still didn't feel like at that moment he had a problem. And oftentimes, sometimes we wait too late to try to help. Because people may need help right in that moment. That you feel like they're not okay. When they've had that one too many drinks. When they popped that one too many pills. Where they're not even coherent. Where they don't even know what the day of the week is. When one drink is the same thing as 10 drinks. And of course, everyone needs help or is ready to receive help and love when they're ready. And of course, as people, we have to wait for that. There's nothing we can do. There's no amount of love or care or affection we can give a person until they're ready to make that change. It's the only way. So, after reading everyone, Ricky decides he has to go. He has to leave. And I was so here for it. I was here that he left. But what made me cry, what really made me emotional is that scene where at a snap of a finger, Poseeee gets so emotional, so defensive, so vulnerable when Ricky's about to leave. And then that next second later, he flips to say, get the fuck out. After you just begged and cried for him not to leave. Everyone leave me, please don't leave me, please don't leave me, please don't leave me. But that's exactly what addiction is. And yeah, that was the sad part. Another sad part, or another tearjerker, was definitely when I would have to say when Poseeee and Blanca had that sit down afterwards. And he was coherent enough to stop drinking, to really look inside of himself and try to fix things that he has been trying to avoid. And when he definitely was like, you've always been here for me, and thank you for not giving up on me. Because everyone needs that one person to not give up. Everyone needs that one person who's just going to be your cheerleader. Doesn't matter who it is. Everyone needs that just one person. And oftentimes, a lot of people don't even have that one person. They can't even depend on that one person or anyone to really just be there for them. And not necessarily judge them or criticize them or anything like that. Just legitimately just be there. Because a lot of people don't know how to without judgment. When they killed it at that ball, that was just so amazing. How Poseeee killed the lip syncing battle. How Mother Alexa just did exactly what she did with her presence, with her aura. Her poise is just so amazing. And when Chris finally stood up to his mother for Blanca was everything that I needed to see. Because many times it doesn't happen. Especially if they're a mom with boys or this or that. 9 times out of 10, like, they would let their parent or their mother or whatever be disrespectful to the T and not see anything. Like, that's okay. And no, you wanted me. I didn't want you. And y'all wanted me here at this dinner. But I will not be disrespected, and I will not tolerate you disrespecting me and allowing your mother to disrespect me. And that's one period. And I'm happy that Chris finally stood up to her and let her mother know, like, look, I understand that you had this depiction or this picture of my life that you wanted. But at the end of the day, that's not me. And at the end of the day, I'm going to live my life for me. And yes, I love her. And this is who I'm with. And it's either you respect that or you don't. And if you don't, you're losing your son. That ultimatum definitely is needed at times like these. Because parents would always think like, okay, they're always gonna pick me. They're gonna pick me. They're gonna pick me. I'm his mother. How can he not? And no, if you're foul and if you're disrespectful, I won't pick you. If you're wrong, I will not pick you. If you try to belittle or make fun of or clock someone who I'm in love with, I will not pick you. Because at the end of the day, that means you're not showing me that you love me. I cannot wait to deep dive into Electra's story. I can't wait to deep dive into where Damon is right now. Because I noticed that Damon, aka I forgot his actual name, but the person who plays Damon didn't really post like that in the incoming weeks before it aired. And I thought that was strange, and I'm like, I don't recall him leaving the show. I don't recall him moving or anything like that in the last episode. I could be wrong, but I don't recall that. So I was confused, like, why are you not posting? Like, are you not part of this season? And with him not being in the second season, the second episode, of season 3. It kind of makes sense. Hopefully he's not out. Hopefully he's just not fully there, or he had other obligations and he will be back within this season. I guess only time will tell what's going on. But if you're not hip to this show, if you don't understand the importance and the power of this show, I understand that they want to leave, and I feel like they feel like they left their mark already, and undeniably they have. But there's still a lot more stories to tell. There's still a lot more information to get out there. There's still a lot more details to be had or to be given. But I know that they want to leave on top. They don't want the show to eventually decline. They don't want the viewership or anything like that. So I get it, but I hate that it's ending. I just hope that we get a decent amount of episodes this season and a proper ending. Not a cliffhanger, not anything like that. I can't deal with a cliffhanger at the end, and I'm not gonna see this show again. You have to end the story right. With other news surrounding Pose, Miss Janet Mock. Hey boo, I just have to read you real quick because I'm confused how you go out publicly and try to play the showrunner Ryan. Yes, you are the writer. Yes, you probably have brought all of these women here. However, you signed a contract just like everyone else, boo-boo. And if you sign up your contract for $40,000 or $400,000 or whatever that fucking figure was, an episode, what makes you think you're gonna get more unless you renegotiate your contract? Like, yeah, you may have been in the game for a while, and of course these episodes are amazing, so your writing is top notch. Your writing is amazing, and it's amazing. However, if you sign this contract for $40,000, I'm confused. What the issue is? Because a lot of people, $40,000, $400,000, whatever that figure was, it's a lot of money. And you're complaining per episode, and there's like 10 to 15 episodes per season, and you're on your third season. Make it make sense, boo-boo. Like, get yourself together. And then, while you doing that, I hope you know that you probably burnt a lot of bridges with a lot of people who could give you jobs. And then you want people to support you. And then, you cheat on, and publicly say, you cheated on your boyfriend who is Poppy. Or that's his show name. I don't know his real name. And you thought that was okay. You say on national TV in an interview. Oh, and by the way, I cheated on my man with a producer on the show or some shit like that. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you supposed to be classy? Y'all was supposed to be happy? I hope he leaves your trifling ass. And you're ungrateful. Because you're making money. And you would book other gigs because at the end of the day, you are a great writer. But it is the way you do things. And it's not acceptable. Period. On no motherfucking level was that acceptable. Thank God that did not mess up what Pose is right now. Thank God. Thank you for listening to Season 2, Episode 14. Poseeee. I want to say, yeah, Poseeee. Of course, you already know, hit me up on IG, Kimi Holder, if you want to be a part of my podcast. Hit me up on Akeem Holder if you want to hit me up on Facebook. Let's make some magic. Let's have these conversations. Let's do these current events. or some real shit. Up to you what you want to do. And let me know what y'all want me to talk about. I'm eager to listen to any ideas, because sometimes I don't have ideas. So that's why sometimes there are breaks between episodes. But when I'm on, and I'm busting up these episodes. Best believe. So thank you for listening again. Laters.